everyone. I can't believe it's almost September, so I'm getting a jump on my September spread in my bullet journal. So this is the KellyCreates Creative Journal, and it has a dot grid. So I'm going to use a bunch of pens today. I drew my teacup theme. I'm going to do a teacup on my cover page for September, and I will trace this with my fine liners. So my fine liners have different sizes. I'm not sure which one I'll use, probably that one. And then I like to do a quote on this side, and then I'll do my little calendar, monthly calendar at a glance. The other thing I'm going to try something a little bit different. Oh, I also have the aqua brush pens I'll use for some coloring, my multicolor small brush pens for some coloring. The dream pens probably will be for, I don't know, I think the quote. Okay. And I wanted to show you, I have a KellyCreates sticker book, and I will use it. I use this mostly for my planner, but I've been setting up some of my bullet journal pages using this sticker book, which is really awesome. You can see I've used quite a few stickers in it because I'm actually teaching a bullet journal class. So I will use some stickers, I think, for my calendar. And this time I'm going to be using a stamp set. So this is my KellyCreates floral stamp set, and it is so pretty. There's many different floral designs, and I think you've seen me use this before, but I'm going to stick to the leaves, I think. What I use with my stamps is my ink pad. This is a KellyCreates, oh, what's this? Oh, it sticks on keeps my lid in place, my washi tape. My KellyCreates ink pad and block set. So you get 2 blocks, oopsies. And so I just have my stamps ready to go. 2 different size blocks and a black ink pad and a gray ink pad. And all the links for this stuff is below the video. Okay, so I'm gonna fast forward it, I think, and then I might give you some commentary along the way, but here we go. I'm using my 03 black fine liner, and I'm just tracing over that sketch of the teacup. So what I find helpful is I just maybe search online for an image that I like, and then I practice it a couple of times on practice paper. Then I sketch it out with my pencil in my journal, then add the black lines, and then I end up just erasing the pencil lines. I want to caution you, when you're erasing the pencil lines, you have to be super careful that you don't, if you move your eraser back and forth quickly and use a nice big white latex eraser, you don't want to wrinkle the page. So these pages are a nice weight, but I find I've in the past just wrinkled some pages by erasing, so be careful about that. I've just grabbed the floral stamp set and my stamp block. What I like to do is place the stamp on the image and then pick it up with my stamp block, tap it with some ink. This ink is really fast drying, so it's great to use. Again, you can see I'm placing the leaves where I want them. And you know what? I just realized that I had actually placed them backwards initially when I was planning out this design. So I kind of switched things up. You see that black mark on my stamp block? I'm kind of rushing, so I got the ink pad on there. If that happens to you, you do have to wipe it off right away, just so you don't get the black ink anywhere else when you're stamping. So just make sure you clean off that ink, and I don't want to stop the video, so I ended up just leaving that black spot for a little bit. I'm adding some extra leaves to fill in some of the areas. But like I said, this ink is fast drying, so what's awesome that it will dry and then you can color it and it won't bleed. I decided to go with a flower instead of a leaf in that part of the teacup. And you can see you can layer these images on top of each other. For September, I picked up my fine tip black brush pen. So this is sold in a 3-pack, and it's also sold in the deluxe lettering kit. And it is a beautiful weight for a smaller title like this. So I wrote out September. From my sticker book, I decided to pick up the clear sticker with the days of the week, and my nails aren't too sharp, so I had trouble picking it up. And I like these clear stickers. They're such a nice quality, and you can't really see the plastic shining on the page. It's a matte finish. I use my 2 brush pens from the Meadow set, and I'm just checking the colors to see what I'm going to do with it. And I decided to write my quote with the darker brown, which is called, I think it's called Bark. I went with these meadow names, not bark as in dog. And then I did 2 kinds of lettering. So with a quote, what adds a lot of interest is if you have more than one lettering style with some of the words. I wanted to emphasize the words tea and hug. So I did those in a simple, playful block style, and then I used the Nest Dream Pen, which is a lighter brown. I wanted to stick to browns because it's September, kind of stick with a gold brown color palette, and also I wanted to kind of, you know, match the tea theme idea, right, with the browns. I wanted to bring in the stamped images to this side of the layout, and so I stamped, I don't know why I didn't take off that black smudge, that was so silly. Oh, I finally did. I finally realized, okay, I'm going to smudge this onto the page. If your ink is on that block, it is going to remain wet. So I wanted to frame this quote with a little bit of the florals on the left side, so I just added those stamps. And now I am going to grab a really fine tip brush, fine liner rather, and I'm going to write in my numbers. It's a 01 that I'm using, and I'm basically lining them up under the days of the week. September 1st is on a Sunday, which is nice, 2020. And I mean, you can actually practice your numbers daily and improve them. This isn't my natural numbers. I actually try harder when I'm working in my bullet journal, and you can see that last dot. I forgot there isn't 31 days, but oh well. So if I don't have a lot of erasing to do, I like using this eraser. And also I want to erase my pencil lines before I color. For the coloring part, I decided to go with the golds and browns for the color palette with a bit of green. So I am using my aqua brush in the yellow color and my sage multicolor brush and my aqua brush in the brown. Cool thing about the aqua brushes is you can pick up other colors and blend them together. So you can see I'm using my stamp block as a palette. You can use any plastic surface as a palette, and I'm using the yellow to pick up the brown that I put on the palette and create kind of a blended effect of a gold and brown flower. Adding some green leaves again, and you know, honestly, I'm not a big fan of coloring, so I like the aqua brushes because I can color a large area quickly. I'm not a big fan of the coloring. So I do this very quickly. I don't spend a lot of time coloring, but you can spend much more time than I do with the coloring. Adding a little bit of brown to the leaves, I wanted that dimension. Every time you use a solid color, you're going to enhance your coloring much more if you layer another color on top of it. The other green leaf you can see in the teacup in the green center. I did the same thing. I'm going to add the brown on the stamp block palette, and then I will, you can see I'm loosely coloring those leaves in green because I don't like coloring, but I'm going to add more colors. So I'm not a particular coloring artist, and I just like to blend and mix colors randomly as I go along. I don't really have a plan. I don't have time to plan too many things out in terms of color palettes and so forth. The other thing I did after this video, which you can't really see, is I picked up my fine liner after my inks were dry on my cup and my stamped images and the coloring was dry, and I went over some of the lines again with my fine liner. this. So I hope you like my tutorial, and thanks for watching.